everybody. Finally, we got a nice video with the finessers get finessed. Or you can say the finessers get caught finessing. If you guys don't know the rules, you can never finesse a motherfucking finesse. Athletes who got caught cheating. Part 1. Let's get to it.
An attitude of winning at all costs sees some athletes throw the rule book out the window. But once they've crossed that finish line or climbed that podium, a single keen-eyed onlooker can bring all their hard-won success crashing down. With that, let's take a look at some shocking times athletes were caught cheating. Rosie Ruiz. If you look up the definition of cheating in the dictionary, there's a good chance you'll find a picture of Rosie Ruiz's face next to it. Back in 1980, this athlete became famous almost overnight after she won the Boston Marathon. A complete unknown, she crossed the finish line with the third fastest time of any woman ever recorded. But once she was over the line, suspicions began to arise. After running over 26 miles so quickly on a 70-degree day, she should have been completely exhausted, but Ruiz appeared suspiciously well rested, raising questions. Was she on some kind of steroids? Perhaps a special training regimen? After several days of confusion, witnesses came forward claiming they had seen Ruiz join the race from the sidelines less than a mile from the finish.
Sheesh!
Probably got a half mile from the finish. She was in track clothes and wearing a number, but I thought someone had just sort of stumbled into the race.
Vanessa!
Further investigation revealed that during the New York Marathon 6 months earlier, witnesses had actually seen Ruiz riding the subway to the finish line. Even though
Y'all, hey, if that was never part of the rules was across the finish line. Y'all ain't tell me that I didn't have to run to the train, then get back into it, you know? Like, I'm still technically running. What?
she denied both accusations, the evidence was piled against her, and Ruiz was stripped of her win and record. Although you have to hand it to her, that's certainly one way to train. Dwight
I get it.
Howard. When it comes to cheating, sometimes you need the biggest balls on the court. Or in Dwight Howard's case, the stickiest. Back in 2016, Dwight was playing NBA-level basketball for the Houston Rockets. While the Rockets were playing against the Atlanta Hawks, officials realized the ball was covered in a tacky substance right after Howard had touched it. The rules of the NBA state that it's illegal to use foreign substances during games, so this raised several red flags. Officials wandered over to the bench and found a glaringly obvious can of Stickum, a kind of spray adhesive, in plain sight of everyone. It was once used to help players get better purchase on the ball, but it was banned from the sport in 1981. Both teams were warned, but no player was accused, and the game continued. After the game, however, Howard admitted to Houston Chronicle writer Jonathan Fain that it was him.
I mean, I don't see how that really gonna help Dwight Howard in his defense. You know, he barely back, especially back then in Houston Rock. All he did was just do alley-oops, bro. Like, it's not like he was doing some Hakeem moves, you know, and shoot, you know, that would fuck up his shot. He never shot the ball like that, you know. So, I mean, help him with rebounds, I guess.
But not just that, he then also admitted to using Stickum in every game he played. Somehow the baller just laughed the incident off and no fine or charge was ever brought against him, avoiding what could have been a very sticky situation. 2012 Olympic badminton players. Of all the sports you might associate with cheating, I doubt badminton immediately springs to mind. But at the London 2012 Olympics, intentionally throwing matches became the new winning strategy for several teams. A round-robin system was used in this Olympics, which meant all teams would face each other at some point. The results of earlier matches would be used to put teams into suitable skill brackets, pitting teams of similar ability against one another. So, by strategically losing some games early on, a team could play easier matches against weaker teams at the knockout stage with better chances of winning. This was a strategy that China's team players Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang attempted to exploit in the women's doubles tournament. Unfortunately, the South Korean team they were facing had adopted the exact same strategy. Jung Kyung-yoon and Kim Ha-na faced the Chinese team on the court, and the world bore witness to one of the worst games of professional badminton ever played. How bad? Well, the longest rally in the first game only lasted 4 strokes. A series of clearly intentional, basic errors ruined the game, and fans jeered and booed at the teams as they left.
And the reaction of the crowd, I'm afraid, just sums it up.
Wow.
To make matters worse, another match between a separate South Korean team and Indonesian team suffered the same clash of strategies. Because what they were all attempting was so blatantly obvious, all four pairs were formally accused of trying to rig the matches by performing poorly. As punishment, they were disqualified from the rest of the tournament. Hopefully, that'll teach them not to be so shuttlecocky in the future.
Wow.
Spanish Paralympic basketball team. In 2000,
The NBA doing it right now, and it's called tanking.
the Sydney Paralympics was rocked by a scandal that still has people shaking their heads with shame today. On the Australian Paralympic courts, the Spanish learning disabled basketball team beat Russia in their final match to win gold. But after the games closed, a member of the team, Carlos Ribagorda, confessed something outrageous to the press. The team was supposed to be made up exclusively of players with an IQ of less than 70, but 10 of their 12 players were actually mentally competent athletes with much higher IQs than the maximum. Apparently, they had all signed up as part of a wider scheme to boost their country's chances of winning. They'd even been provided with fake medical certificates to help them feign disabilities. Worst of all, for 2 years leading up to the Paralympics, they had trained around the world beating disabled athletes. Even with all that exercise, I don't know how they could sleep at night. Shockingly, the mastermind behind the scheme was the president of the Spanish Federation of Sports for the Intellectually Disabled. But he was fined just 5,400 euros after admitting to charges of fraud and embezzlement. Maybe these pieces of work should have competed in the limbo event instead, seeing just how low they can go.
That's wrong.
Tanya
bro.
Harding. In 1994, the world of figure skating became a total media circus after drama struck the ice. The day before the U.S. Figure Skating Championships, title holder Nancy Kerrigan was filmed finishing a practice skate in Michigan's Cobo Arena. But just seconds later, she was screaming in pain on the ground after a man with a police baton attacked her.
Why? I don't know, some hard black stick.
With her thigh badly bruised, Kerrigan was unable to compete. Her longtime rival, Tanya Harding, went on to take first place and was selected alongside her for that year's Winter Olympic skating team.
Oh, yeah, we got to question that. So this random dude came in there to basically sabotage her shins. Know that she can't compete because she's probably going to win. And your rival just won? Yeah. We got to get deep into this investigation, bro. Something ain't adding up.
However, police soon discovered the attack on Kerrigan had been ordered by a bounty hunter. In a shocking twist of events, Tanya Harding's ex-husband, Jeff Gillooly, and her once bodyguard, Sean Eckert, were labeled as the culprits. They
Y'all that disgusting?
hired the bounty hunter to break Kerrigan's leg, removing Harding's competition in the upcoming events. Although she claimed she had no part in the conspiracy, Harding later admitted that she knew her ex-husband had been involved, but she'd failed to report it. A disciplinary panel stripped her of the championship title shortly after she'd participated in the 1994 Winter Olympics. But the Olympics had been filled with some justice of their own. At the games, a malfunction with her skates saw Tanya placed down in 8th, while Kerrigan managed a silver in 2nd. Karma gets pretty icy sometimes. Bloodgate.
That's sad.
Back in 2009,
bro.
the world.
That's so sad. That's grimy, bro. Like, dog, that's not even cheating, bro. That's not even, you're not even finessing, bro. Like, you in danger of my life, bro. That's not finessing. But like, what? You a crook, bro. Menace to society.
world of rugby was shaken to its foundations
I'll pay the
during the
charges.
scandal now known as
Damn.
Bloodgate. In a Heineken Cup match between the English Harlequins and the Irish Leinsters,
You
the
gotta pay for this,
Harlequins'
man.
Tom Williams was suddenly pulled off the pitch in the
If I
game's
can't pay my
closing
bills, you gonna pay
moments.
for 'em.
He had blood dripping from his mouth and was told he couldn't play on. But the only substitute available was Nick Evans. Nick had also been injured earlier in the game, and under normal circumstances, the rules state that a player can't be subbed out more than once per game. But thanks to an exception in the rules specifically regarding blood injuries, Nick was allowed to hobble out regardless. Fortunately, Nick was exactly the type of player the Harlequins needed at that moment to have a shot at winning the match. It seemed like a bloody good stroke of luck, but
fake
as
blood.
Williams headed towards the bench, the cameras caught him winking to his teammates. Would you be winking and smiling after a supposed injury to your face? Something definitely wasn't right.
Hey, I mean, what? You can't weep because you hurt? Come on, man. His eyes still work, bro.
So the European Rugby Cup set up an investigation into the substitution. They found Williams had been given a fake blood capsule by the team's physiotherapist in order to allow Evans back on at the critical moment. It was an illegal tactic orchestrated by the team's chief executive, Dean Richards, who was accused of 4 similar incidents. Richards, Williams, and the physiotherapist all received bans from the sport, and the Harlequins club was slapped with a £260,000 fine.
Damn.
Worst of all, the Harlequins cheating didn't even bag them the win. To this day, the BBC claims it was rugby's biggest scandal, and I'm inclined to agree. Well, either that or the 2009 alternate away kit designs from Stade Francais. Yikes. Michael Pineda. In sports like baseball, one fumble can be the difference between victory and defeat. But back in 2014, New York Yankees pitcher Michael Pineda simply couldn't get a grip. As his team faced off against the Boston Red Sox, the Major League Baseball pitcher decided to up his game by using pine tar to improve his grip on the ball. He placed a small patch of the sticky substance on his neck, with his plan being to discreetly rub the ball there before throwing.
Man, you even put out the finesse tongue out, bro. Come on, man. Come on, my brother, man. You know better than this right here, man. If you go cheat, bro, do it right, man. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. You know, when I was in school, I'm not advising y'all to do this right here, man. You know, I was not the smartest person. You know, I like during school, like standardized testing. I feel like honestly, that's literally just a test of your memory. You're not using that shit in real life, bro. You feel me? But you know, I'm not going all into that. You know, so I was just always bad at that. It wasn't my strong suit. You know, so you know, like it's, you know, I cheat on my test this time. You know what I mean? You know, and like I'm about to go sharpen my pencil up. You know. What? Tell my teacher, hey, you know, I raised my hand, I sharpen my pencil doing the test. When I'm going to sharpen the pencil, look, I'm memorizing what the smart girl, you know, top of the class, the teacher pet, right beside the pencil sharpener, what she got in her test. So I go back and bubble in the exact same thing she did, you know? Little finesse things like that, bro. You know, one time, dog, I had a whole continent on my leg, bro. True story, bro. I was in the 9th grade, world geography. All right? You from Vidalia, Louisiana, bro? Go ask Miss Hugs. That's her name. What happened right here? Look, I had a whole continent on my leg, bro. If I would have passed this, I aced that. If I would have turned it in correctly, bro, and that would happen, I would have passed the class. I wouldn't have failed the class. I had to redo the motherfucker. Check it out. So I had it right here. I had Alaska. I had Africa. I had the whole world on my leg. I got the whole world in my hands. Like, no, that's no song. But look, though. So, I turned the test in. You know, I got up. I made sure the piece of paper was right here, you know. Right here, you know. Because the teacher, she was sitting down, right? And I turned around quickly. All right? Everything cool. Everything peaches and cream. Perfect. I'm happy. I'm about to pass this class. It's, you know, it's a fine exam. I had a small eraser, so you know I'm looking like I'm looking like I'm rubbing my leg, but I'm actually erasing. I'm getting rid of all the evidence. This girl right beside me, she knew I was a class clown, so I guess she looking for something for her mind to get away, right? She seen the whole thing go down. She looked at me, I looked at her. Her face turned red. She couldn't stop laughing. And I'm sitting there like, shut the fuck up, please. Like, shut up, please. Like, please. Guys, she could not stop laughing. Like, I gave her the mug face. Like, shut up! Like, bro, I can't get caught. She couldn't help it. The teacher, knowing, you know, something funny around me, the teacher came over there and she stared at me. She said, Cash, get up. The girl over there still red-faced crying. I had about half the confidence on my leg right here, man. Teacher bust out laughing. Everybody bust out laughing in the class. You know, and at the end of the class, I said, can I still get can I still pass for at least trying? Giving you a good laugh. No, I took it again the next year. Get back to the video.
He placed a small patch of the sticky substance on his neck, with his plan being to discreetly rub the ball there before throwing it.
Bro, he did a finesse
discreetly
talk. Like,
enough, it would seem.
What you do when you finesse? You like, you know what I mean?
For long, the Red Sox coach had spotted something afoot and was informing the referee. And funnily enough, at the same moment the coach complained about Pineda, a fan in the stalls could be seen pointing out Pineda's obvious faux pas. After several umpires checked his hands and neck, Pineda was immediately ejected from the game. In the 10 games following, the rules of Major League Baseball state pretty clearly that you can't use foreign substances on the ball.
Stupid, bro. Bro, I would have played it out so hard, bro. I'd be like, as soon as everybody start pulling up, this is what I would have done right here. I would have stretched out like this. Rubbed all that substance on the clothes. Yes, sir, what you need? Bro, y'all gotta step y'all finesse game up.
But this wasn't the first time Pineda had been caught cheating like this. He'd used the same pine tar in a previous match against the Red Sox and had even been caught on camera having obviously applied it. Maybe
that's a thick layer!
Pineda just wanted to live up to the pine part of his name, but this was hardly a pitch-perfect way to go about it. 2012 Olympic women weightlifters. The final lift of the 75 kilograms category at the 2012 Olympic women's weightlifting event was an incredible moment for everyone watching. Both Svetlana Podobedova and Natalia Zabaletnaya had set new Olympic records for women, with Podobedova taking the gold for Kazakhstan. In doing so, she'd pushed Zabaletnaya of Russia into silver and Belarusian lifter Irina Kulesha to third. They all made lifting weights look natural, except there was nothing natural powering the performance of these ladies. Despite testing clean for illegal performance-enhancing drugs at the time, the International Olympic Committee began reanalyzing athlete drug tests in 2015. Thanks to an advance in technology, the committee were able to pick up previously overlooked substances, catching past cheaters who thought they'd gotten away with it. The reanalysis revealed a list of athletes who had clearly violated anti-doping laws, including 3 names you'll recognize: Svetlana Podobedova, Natalia Zabaletnaya, and Irina Kulesha.
I don't know who the hell these people are.
All 3 of the muscle-bound matriarchs were disqualified, stripped of their medals, and had their Olympic records nullified. So even though they were pumped up on steroids, they still managed this all-natural fail. Femke Vondendrisha. While some athletes were...
Tell y'all right now, bro, there's no athlete that's competing at a high level, like in bodybuilding, that's not on something, bro. Like, and I ain't talking about the natural physique. I'm talking about just regular bodybuilding, bro. Get that out of here, bro. Your titty not supposed to be bigger than your women's. Like, it's just, that's kind of space. And the thing is, bro, listen, I'm not even against it. You know what I mean? I just against the people, like people who think the shit not in there. You know what I mean? These dudes be big as fucking Hulk, bro. Ripped up, bro. Get a paper cut, them dudes bleeding to death. It's about, it's natural. Hell no.
Work to improve themselves, others work to improve their methods of cheating. That was a sad fact that became clear back in 2016 after cycling champion Femke Vondendrisha became the first ever athlete to be caught mechanical doping. That's a fancy way of saying she'd hidden a motor in her equipment to make the race easier. She was competing in the cyclocross championships when she suddenly stopped mid-race, claiming there was a problem with her bike. But on closer inspection, officials spotted wires and a battery concealed under the bicycle seat, leading to a motor hidden in the crankshaft. Vondendrisha...
Hey, man, hey, do your thing, though, you feel me?
was able to turn the motor on and off inconspicuously through a Bluetooth button attached at the handlebars. This turned the crank and helped push the pedals at key points in the race. Like here, where on a difficult climb, Vondendrisha was seen easily pulling away from the group with very little effort. When asked to deliver her defense, she claimed the bike belonged to her friend Nico van Mulder. Even though he confirmed her story, the rules at the time stated that the responsibility for the bike was all hers. She was hit with a 6-year ban from professional cycling and a fine of 20,000 Swiss francs, which is just shy of $21,000. before being stripped of all her previous titles. Guess she should have pumped the brakes on that plan. Have you ever been cut?
Hey, man. I like this video here, bro. But real talk, though. That last finesse, that's something, you know, that's something that's very creative, bro. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Maybe out here. Hey, my boy!